welcome to Coffee with Cari as I continue to read my latest book, Your Body Song, 18 Minutes to Health, Happiness and Longevity. And for those of you following along, we're on Chapter 6, Our Heart, Brain, Gut Connection. Listen up, this is important information. Over a period of extended chronic stress, more of our watery atoms and cells vibrate at a slower, denser frequency, just like water turning to ice, affecting those alongside them. Like ice, water that has solidified, our lower vibratory energy eventually goes from being a dis-ease of the mind to manifesting as a disease of the body. Our heart-brain. It was once believed that emotions are generated by the brain alone, and the heart is simply a circulatory pump. However, if it were merely a pump, it would only comprise muscle cells. And yet, according to neurocardiologists, 60 to 65% of the heart cells are neuron, in other words, brain cells. In the womb, your heart is one of the first working organs to develop. It is a sensory organ that has an incredibly sophisticated information center with its own endocrine and nervous system. The heart generates an electromagnetic field which acts like a broadcasting device, sending out electromagnetic waves containing energetic information essential to a developing fetus. We could call it a heart brain. Roland McCraty, Director of Research at the HeartMath Institute in California, shares findings that the heart's electrical field, measured via an ECG or electrocardiogram test, is about 60 times stronger than the EEG, electrical activity of the brain. And the heart's magnetic field is about 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field of the brain. Bioelectrical information goes inward to our community of cells, but it also goes outward into the universal field of all energy, which Kirlian photography proves. This chapter really, I think, gets to the heart of what it is that I'm trying to say. And, you know, I was recently watching a YouTube video by Dr. Thomas Cowan on the heart. And if you think the heart is just a pump, wow, what he says about the heart is pretty remarkable. And it turns out that if you had to take all the capillaries and all the arteries and all the veins, the heart, according to some Indian research, would have to create 1 million times the pressure that it does currently in order to fill and move the blood around all the capillaries. So there's some fascinating research out about how our blood does indeed get pushed through our veins, which has a lot to do with something called easy water, as discovered by Dr. Gerald Pollack, and has to do with the fact that our veins, arteries, and capillaries are hydrophilic, which is fat-loving tubes, and when you put that in a liquid like blood or water, it creates a pull, and you can see on a video how those blood platelets are actually too big for our little capillaries and how they get squinched down, which of course creates even more resistance, and how it's the electromagnetics that actually keep that blood flowing. It's a fascinating new way of looking at the function of the heart.